Hello friends, welcome to Digital Notepad. This is Neeraj. Please like and subscribe for more educational and informative videos.
Hi friend, we all must have heard about Galwan Valley clash between India and China in June 2020. We like to update you that post Galwan Valley confrontation, Indian government become extremely vigilant and quick to act on any tips which leads to involvement of China and Pakistan's wrongdoing in India. Recently, Indian authority received tip where it is mentioned that some of Chinese firm and its Indian subsidiaries operating in India is involved in cross-border money laundering transactions. Now we notice that these terms like money laundering, Hawala, Shell companies are recently used very often in news and in other social media platforms. Hence, I thought to make an educational video explaining such term along with briefing of this case. We'll discuss this case and outcome at later stage, but first I would like to clarify the terms money laundering, Hawala and Shell company. Money laundering, it is a process in which money generated through illegal means are moved through stages so that at final stage it appeared to be money generated from legal source with no trail to illegal activity. They do so that criminals enjoy the benefit of illegal source money without getting caught by enforcement agency. If the illegal source is not concealed, then enforcement agency will caught the criminal like they did with Lalu Yadav under famous fodder scam. In simpler terms, money laundering is a process of converting black money into white money. Take an example. A politician takes bribe from contractor for granting him a highway project. Contractor will give him cash which he will use to buy a painting of his son and he will pay in cash. Son will show that he has received cash from selling his painting in an auction where buyer confidentiality is maintained and not disclosed due to security reason. Now son will deposit this cash into bank. Thereafter, he will give this money to his father via bank transfer. Now you see the bank doesn't have trail that money is deposited by son is linked to father because of painting auction is done on a secrecy basis. At last, son will give this money to father and father, the politician, will use it for own purpose. And finally, then when politician withdraw money from bank or make investment out of it, it will look like money generated from legal means like a gift without any trail to bribe. Now let me quote some of sources of illegal money. What are illegal money? How it has been generated? So money generated from tax crime is illegal money. What is tax crime? Assume an individual is falling under tax slab and liable to pay tax if he show his all income. Just in order to avoid that, he doesn't show all income, and the income which is not been shown on his annual filing or tax filing is money generated from tax crime. That is a tax crime. The second is cash earned from fraudulent activity, money earned as a part of corruption activity, theft, bribery, or income earned from banned drug like opium. We know that any final product which we utilize go through process before it is available for use. There is a process involved for acquiring raw material to final consumption. Take any industry, be it plastic, construction, anyone. Now for example, when we build house, we require raw materials such as concrete, sand, cement and other supplementary. This need to go through process and cycle so that house will build and then it's good to use. Similarly, money laundering has a process where money derived from illegal activities raw material and same is transformed via stages so that successfully able to conceal the criminal link and look clean like money laundering. We know how washing machine work and we know that it run through process before it release clean clothes to use. Same way, money laundering has also cycle or stage which we'll discuss now. Money laundering cycle or stages. It has 3 stages: placement, layering and integration. But we must note that all money laundering process does not consist of 3 stages. Now let's discuss this stage one by one. First is placement. This is the first stage in invoicing cycle. At this stage, cash derived from criminal activity is infused into financial system. Infusion may be done through smurfing, which is like depositing small cash in a certain manner with the bank. Or you show that you have cash incentive business such as salon company where you receive cash from client service as a part of business income and same you deposit in the bank. So that's the objective of placement, to deposit money into financial system. Now second is layering. Layering is a process of separating proceeds of criminal activity from the origin through the use of many different techniques to layer the fund. So in this cycle, money is moved from one bank to another and corporate entities so that origin is concealed. One of the primary objectives of layering is to confuse any criminal investigation integration and place as much distance as possible between source of illegal gotten money and the present status and appearance. The last stage is integration. At this stage, laundered funds are reintroduced into legitimate economy, appearing to have originated from legitimate source. Integration is the final stage of the process whereby criminally derived property that have been placed and layered is returned to the legitimate economy and financial system. Integration of the clean money into the economy is accomplished by money launderer, making it appear to have legally earned. By this stage, it is believed to be very difficult to classify the legal and illegal wealth. Now, I will run through an example how this stage works. So let's move to that. Money laundering scheme. So if you see this picture, fraudster has accumulated cash by doing illegal means. He will take that money and go to bank and deposit it. That is a placement. From his local bank, he'll ask banker to transfer that money to offshore financial institution where he would have account. From that offshore financial institution, he will ask them to transfer it to Shell Company where he would be sleeping partner or his identity has been discussed by there will be some corporate entity acting as a director for the shell companies, and then from there it will move to different shell companies and financial institutions. And once they believe that the identity of fraudster has been concealed and money derived from illegal activity same way concealed, they will finally move that money into economy as an integration, and then they will buy the products like assets, car, aeroplane, yacht, any financial products. So this is whole process. First is placement, second is layering where money is being disguised or concealed by different way doing of layering, and then finally integration or investment into economy. So this is a simple way of money laundering scheme. Now we'll move to other topic called Hawala. Hawala is started from India in 8th century and therefore India is considered as the mother of Hawala. Hawala is spread in South Asia along Silk Route in the same time. Hawala is an alternative or parallel remittance system. It is believed to have risen in financing of long distance trade around the emerging capital trade center in the early medieval period. In South Asia, it appeared to have developed into a fully fledged money market instrument which was slowly and gradually replaced by instrument of formal banking system which we currently use. As mentioned earlier slide, Hawala means trust. The reason is simple as transaction in Hawala exist on faith between parties involved into it, such as broker, remitter and beneficiary. There is no documentation involved in this transaction. So unlike the conventional method of transferring money across border through bank wire transfer, money transfer in Hawala is arranged through a network of Hawala dealer. It is believed that Hawala can be used to facilitate money laundering, avoid taxation and move wealth secretly cross border. As a result, it is illegal to facilitate such transaction in India, Pakistan, US and some other countries. What are the silent feature of Hawala? That there is no actual cross-border movement of money from remitter to beneficiary. Identity of beneficiary and remitter are not known because they would be given code by which the transaction is executed. There is no financial system or bank involved in Hawala. And the last but not least is that Hawala core is a trust. So it's always the trust on which business run in Hawala. It would be easier to understand Hawala by examining single Hawala transfer as mentioned in picture. So Salman, an Indian national living Hong Kong, is a taxi driver. Salman wished to transfer USD 100,000 equivalent in INR to his father Amir who lives in India. Since Hawala broker give better exchange rate and fast transfer, he will visit Hawala broker and enter into a transaction wherein he will receive a code from Hawala broker in exchange of $1,000. Hawala broker requests him to visit his counterpart in India and give him address and share this code with his counterpart broker in India. Salman passed this code to Amir and requests to do as suggested by Hawala broker of Hong Kong. HK Hawala broker call his network in India and instruct to pass amount to a person who share this code. Amir visit agent office in India and share the code and receive money which is less of brokerage. So what is happening here? Now you see that there is no movement of cash from Hong Kong Hawala broker to India broker and the transaction stand on trust. We further need to see what are the possible scenario which leads to complete this transaction without movement of cash. One would be they are usual business partner and they will settle this in long run by over invoicing or under invoicing any product they export or import. There may be other reason of loan repayment wherein Indian broker would have taken some loan from Hong Kong broker which they want to pay but without moving cash internationally. The other reason would be excess of black money in INR in India which want to dispose. We all know that Hawala is illegal, but why people use Hawala? So primary reason is cost effectiveness. Bank charges higher transaction charges, and then the other reason is tax evasion. Money remitted through official channel might invite scrutiny from tax authorities, which Hawala provide a scrutiny-free remittance channel. Now we have seen Hawala. Now let's move to Shell Company. Shell companies. In simpler terms, it's just like a shell which has thicker outer covering while inside is hollow. Shell company is a corporate entity without active business operation or significant assets. It is interesting to note that shell companies are not illegal. However, they are sometimes used illegitimately, such as to disguise business ownership from law enforcement agencies or public. Earlier, shell companies were registered in tax haven where there is nil or low tax. Now, shell companies are used mainly to give accommodation entries for purchase, loan, and advances. Let's see this example. So, company X wants to reduce its taxable income. It will approach the operator of shell company A and request them to give accommodating invoice for fake purchase. Shell company A, which gives the fake invoice, cannot just show sales transaction as a loan. So, what it will do? It will show corresponding purchase which is layered through more than one shell company, B, C, D, that you can see in the diagram, which reflect that it is acquiring good from other company and the same will be delivered to X. This is to avoid being caught from bogus transaction. Now in another case, company Y need a check toward the loan. Then it will contact shell company A and request them to give a fake check which is for a fake sell transaction, so that the bank will see that company has future cash flow and hence they will approve their loan. For all these kind of transaction, the shell company charges a marginal commission. So as mentioned earlier, shell companies by formation is not illegal setup. However, this activity or misuse make it illegal. Now we'll see what are misuse of shell company. So first in a list come off siphoning off. So we read in newspaper recently that on July 2020, CBI has filed case against GVK chairman and son for siphoning off of rupees 705 crore, and the case is currently under investigation. We'll see how siphoning off happened. So it is generally conducted by controlling shareholder of a listed company, which is also promoter. Now promoter will make a payment of bogus invoice for goods and services that were not received by the company. The promoter are generally majority shareholder. However, they do not hold 100% share of the company, and by such transactions they are cheating minority shareholder and other shareholder interest. You must have heard of Fortis case where Fortis promoter Singh brothers name appeared in siphoning off case of 1000 crore in 2018-19. Now we'll see another misuse of shell company is wrong representation of book of account. So company make bogus purchase and sell invoices and showing high fictitious turnover so as to make their profit and loss account and balance sheet attractive for bank and shareholder. Such healthy account will easily eligible for loan. Another example of or misuse of shell company is price manipulation. Shell companies subscribe to equity shares at a very high premium, much more than its actual worth of a company. This will attract new investor in a market because they would see that money is coming from an offshore jurisdiction. Hence, the company is getting new investments, and once there are retail shareholder or new shareholder in a market for that share, the shell company will offload its shares and sell the shares at high price. So this is another example. Company also use shell company for over invoice import and under invoice export. So diamond and other traders show purchase at high value from shell companies to transfer money abroad. Similarly, when money is required to be back in India, either the import is under invoice or export are over invoice. Money launderer commonly select beauty parlor and plumbing services as shell companies. In the process, the launderer deposit the money with shell company, which deposit it into cash account. The company, which is shell company, then create a fake invoice and receipt to the account for cash. Such transaction create the appearance of proprietary and clean money. The shell company can then make withdrawal and either return the money to the initial criminal. So this is also a misuse which has been supported by shell companies. So as of now, we have learned about the shell companies, Hawala transaction and money laundering. Now it's time we'll go to the case and discuss on that. So let's discuss case now. As we all are aware that Indian government is taking tax action against China on all fronts post India and China Galwan Valley clash. And hence, in another crackdown on Chinese establishment in India, the Income Tax Department conducted a series of such operations that unveiled a few Chinese individuals and their Indian associates were involved in a money laundering and hawala transaction through shell entities. They have searched around 24 of houses in Delhi and NCR region and found 60 to 70 lakh of hard cash. Soon, the Enforcement Directorate has filed a money laundering case against Chinese national who is named as Lawsong. Lawsong is also considered as a mastermind for this so-called cross-border money laundering transaction, which is estimated value is INR 1000 crore. He has used shell companies and hawala route to perform this money laundering crime. Lawsong, who lived in India under false name called Charlie Peng, is said to have got the fake passport from Manipur after he married to a woman there and also managed to get a fake national ID card known as Aadhaar card. A case has been registered against Charlie Peng on Prevention of Money Laundering Act on the basis of Income Tax Department action and Delhi Police probe. The investigation is still going on, and as of now, it's been found that Mr. Peng was sending packet carrying 2 to 3 lakh to certain individual in Tibetan settlement in Delhi, including Majnu Katila. The packet were dropped by his office boy. We have found that Peng allegedly created a web of fraud companies to launder money to and from China. He used import and export of medical and electronic goods and some other item as tool to mislead Indian authorities. It has also been revealed that subsidiary of Chinese company linked to Peng and its related concern have taken over 100 crore bogus advances from shell entities for opening business of retail showroom in India. Search action revealed that at the request of Chinese individual, more than 40 accounts were created in various dummy entities for entering a credit of more than 1000 crore over a period of time. We'll soon summon for questioning Peng associates, including Hawala dealers, chartered accountants, and bank officials who are believed to have plotted with him. To this date, the case is still under progress. If you like this video, please do share and subscribe. If you have any suggestion, please message in the drop box. We'll come to you soon with a new educational video. Thank you for watching.